orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink.
I'll bet you guys thought that we wouldn't get to a project where you use color. Well, you're really going to like Project 6. It's quick, it's easy, and it's a lot of fun because now we're going to create Windows Forms project in Visual C++. We're going to save a Windows Forms project. We're going to add a button. We're going to create a message box that appears when the button is clicked. We're going to change a Windows title. We're going to change its background color. We're going to change its size. And we're going to change a button's font size. We're going to move it. So this is a Hello World program in Visual. I think you're going to like this. You're going to be clicking the Say Hello button here, and you get a little screen that says Hello World. That's what your project's going to do. As you can see, your basic flowchart is really simple. You have just a couple basic commands here. All your work is going to be in the visual end. I think you're going to like this. Okay, in Lab 1, what we're going to do is we're going to contrast and compare Windows Forms with console projects. And so by this lab's end, you're going to be able to minimize, maximize, resize, and close a window with your project. So you open up your C++ program. And we're going to talk about the Windows interface. This is what you guys are used to seeing working with your computers. You're used to using buttons, you're used to using forms, and you're used to using windows. So in this project, we're going to make a program that lets people use the Windows interface to interact with your program. So what do Windows Forms projects do? They create windows, they create menus, they create buttons. Anything that you're used to seeing in Windows, you can make with a Windows Forms project. So once we get our C++ program open, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the File menu, point to New, then point to Project. In the New Project dialog box, under Project Types, we're going to click CLR. If you don't see it, click the plus next to Visual C++. It'll be right there. Under Visual Studio's installed templates, click Windows Forms Application. In the name field, change the text to Visual Hello World and click the Browse button. Find where you have stored your projects in your C++ folder. Then click OK. Then click OK again to close a new project dialog box. Visual C++ will create a Visual Hello World folder for you for your project inside your C++ folder. Now we're going to look at some of the differences between the console project and the Windows Form project. Console project, your workspace is basically your sheet here. In the console project, the main white space on the right is used for code. But in the Forms project, that space is also used to see how a program looks. So you can see a basic difference between the two projects. Of course, I'll tell you what, you also have this type of an interface available to look at in the Windows Form project as well. So you just have something additional here. Another difference between your console project and your Windows Forms project is that when you save a project, you have to save a whole bunch of files under your Windows Form projects. So look at all these files that are included with your project. But it's really easy to save all your files at once. Just go to the File menu, click Save All. You're going to do this often, so you make sure you don't lose any work. I'll tell you, like this. Go File, Save All. So all you do is save all your work in all those files. So the next thing we do is we run our debugger. We just click debug, click start debugging, click yes, and you should get a form, just like that. Now you notice this is like a window just like any other you've used. So you can click and drag the title bar around on your screen like any other window. Now you're going to see that you can interact with your window and just in any way that you're used to. For example, you can look at your menu by clicking your little, you can move it around by dragging on that title bar. Then you can click in that little picture in the corner and you have your little menu. You can minimize it, put it on the bottom of your taskbar, click it back up. You can use the middle button to maximize it. And you could come back down and restore it down by clicking the same middle button. You can resize it by dragging on the corners, just like any other window you've been used to using. You can make it any size you want. It's a feature of Windows, right? And lastly, you can close it out by clicking on the X. So welcome to Lab 2. In Lab 2 of our Visual Hello World program, what we're going to do is we're going to add a button and a message box to that button. The message is going to just say hello, and you click it and it's going to bring out a little box that says Hello World. So it's just a message button, and you're going to code that little message. Now there's nothing different to opening up your Visual World project as it is with any console project. All you do is the same thing that you did before, is go to your folder and click open your Visual C++ program. Just go to the File menu, go to Open, open up your VC Project Solution. And there you just find your project. Nothing really new here. You just open your C++ folder and open up the project that you just made. Open up Visual Hello World folder, and there's your VC Proj all ready to go. Click open. What you guys are really going to like about the form we're using here, it's called the Form 1H Design Form, is that you can drag and drop items onto your project instead of writing everything in code. It's really rather fun to use. Your toolbox contains a lot of the items that you can drag onto the window. It makes it easy to find what you want and then add it to your project. So we're going to view the toolbox. So we're going to just open up the View menu, click Toolbox. The toolbox will appear. At the top of the toolbox, click the down arrow next to the symbol that looks like a pin, and then click Auto Hide to uncheck it. The Auto Hide might already be unchecked on your computer, so you might be able to skip this step. You guys have used all kinds of buttons in your computing experience. Usually a button triggers some kind of event, save, OK, open, search, right? They are usually rectangles that are short and fat. But you can have other shape, size buttons as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a button to our project. Next thing we're going to do is add a button. So make sure that you're on the Form 1H Design page, so you're working on the correct tab. In the toolbox, see that plus? Click that down to view all the items that you can add to your project. If there's a minus to all, like it is here, if there's a minus there, you can skip that step. So now what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag the button from the toolbox onto the window form. The button will appear on the window. You can always click and drag on the button to move it. What you're going to do next is right click the button and click Properties. Now the properties of the button are going to appear on the right. Under Appearance, find text on the list, and next to it, replace that text that says Button 1 with the Say Hello. So we're going to find that text right there. See where it says Button 1? We're going to delete that. We're going to say, click Say Hello, and click Enter. So now your button says Say Hello. So now you're going to say, what do we want that message button to, what do we want that button when we click it to do? Well, we want it to send up a message box. So what's a message box? You've seen a dozen or so message boxes probably in just opening this program. A message box is just another part of the Windows interface. It comes up with some kind of a message for the user. What you're going to do is you're going to make your message box say Hello World or whatever you want it to say. It's your program. This is time for you to have some fun. Okay, to write our message box code, we're going to use a class that already exists in Windows called Message Box. And we're going to show a method that already exists that belongs to the class. So we learned about classes and methods in Project 5. So the show method is going to tell what the computer what to print inside the message box. So it's sort of like the cout command, but it's a more visual method. So now we're going to program that button. So in the Form 1 window, we're going to double click the button you just made. And a new tab is going to open called Form 1H. In the Form 1H window, it has the code that created the window and the button. The cursor should be at the right spot to hold the code for the button. Make sure that you're in the right spot. So if you're not in, go back to the design form again and then just double click the button again. So just click Enter and type message box :: show hello world. Just like that. So now you're going to check your work and run your debugger. So you just save all, start your debugging. If your project's out of date, just click Yes to rebuild it and check for build errors. So find and fix the bugs. So click Debug. Start debugging. Yes. And if you your form should come up. If it doesn't, check your code against their code. Chances are, if it's not working, your message box is showing up in the wrong place. So check it out, their code here, and make sure that this is where it's happening. So we're in Lab 3, the last lab. And what are you going to do? You're going to change the title, you're going to change the color, font, and the size. You're going to have fun. So you're going to have a completed project at the end of this lab. So now we're going to change where it says Form 1 up here to say, well, whatever you want it to say. So make sure that you're in the Form 1H Design tab, so you're in the right tab with your window in it. And right-click anywhere on the form except where your button is and click Properties. This will make sure that the properties in the lower right corner are the right ones. Under the Appearance, find the text on the list. And next to it, click the text that says Form 1. Just delete that and type in Hello World Program and click Enter to confirm your new text. So just make sure your text is changed to Hello World Program or whatever you're going to call it. Okay? And you're done with this step. Now we're going to look in the Properties form. Under Appearance, just where we are right now, we're going to find back color on the list. And next to that, we're going to click the text that says Control. And we're going to click that. We're going to click the down arrow next to Control. Then click the drop-down list and select a color. You have different places to choose the color from, as you can see. You can choose between Custom right there or Web. Find a color you want. And all kinds of colors to choose from. Now we're going to play around with the font that says Hello World. So what we're going to do is under the appearance font, we're going to come on down and click font. We're going to click the three dots there, and it'll show us this font thing here. Now you're going to see right here in the sample what the sample is that whatever it is you want it to look like, and then pick a size. When it is what you want it to be, just click OK. Now you can make that button whatever size it is you want it to make. You got 9 sizing handle boxes on there that you drag out to make it bigger or smaller. So you just go and however you want it to be, just drag it. So now that you resize the button, you can resize the program itself. Let's resize that window. Make it skinnier. However you want it to look. And once you've resized your window, you can place that button wherever you want just by dragging it. Now when you check your work, nothing should really be changed here. Just click Save All, Start Debugging, and there shouldn't be any build errors. Just check your code and review the lab and make sure that you haven't done anything weird, and make sure your program works the way you want it, and you're pretty much done. So I do that. I click Debug, click Start Debugging, and it runs up. So the only thing I did differently here was I changed the 4 color, and that changed the color of the text here. So it's your program. Have it do what you want to do. And once again, you go find and run the executable, and you're all ready to hand in this project to Miss Hadley. I thought you might like to try out the challenge in this project. If you take it clear past the end, you'll find the challenge. What you can do is you can put a riddle or something like that, and you can click the button and have the answer on the button. I think that'd be fun for you.